A day in the life of Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is a man who certainly needs no introduction. The CEO of Berkshire Hathaway is the fourth richest man on earth with a net worth of $88.9 billion. He is frequently seen on Forbes' wealthiest people lists. Wonder what a day is like in the life of such a man? Stick with us to find out. Morning routine. Whoever said early bird gets the worm clearly never heard of Buffett. This 89-year-old says he has no desire to get to work before dawn. Maybe this is due to his age, but still, this has never stopped him from being super organized. Buffett wakes up at 6:45 a.m. and starts off his morning by working out for about an hour. He then spends his time reading the Wall Street Journal, USA Today, and Forbes. Yes, even before he has breakfast. Buffett's go-to spot for breakfast is McDonald's. Not something you would expect from a billionaire, is it? If that's surprising, guess his favorite drink. It's not coffee, tea, or even water. Buffett prefers to kick off his morning with a can of Coke. In the 2017 HBO documentary Becoming Warren Buffett, he said, "When I'm not feeling quite so prosperous, I might go with the $2.61, which is 2 sausage patties, and then I put them together and pour myself a Coke." On another occasion, he claimed, "If I eat 2,700 calories a day, a quarter of that is Coca-Cola. I drink at least 5 12-ounce servings. I do it every day." Buffett surely breaks all stereotypes we had about billionaires and their strict eating manners. Apart from drinking Coke, what takes up a huge portion of his time is a habit that Warren protects to the bone: reading. Warren Buffett is a dedicated book lover. He estimates that 80% of his daily work routine is spent reading. He reads all sorts of materials, including financial statements, journals, business reports, newspapers, and books. There is no shortcut to being a billionaire, but some of the books that Buffett credits to his success include The Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith, The Intelligent Investor, and Security Analysis, both by Benjamin Graham. So remember that the next time you visit a bookstore. When asked about his keen interest in reading, Buffett said, "Read about 500 pages every day. That is how knowledge works. It builds up like compound interest. All of you can do it, but I guarantee not many of you would do it." Would you take up Buffett's challenge? Work routine. Buffett arrives at his office by 9:30 a.m. That's when the stock market's open, where Buffett truly thrives. Once in the office, much of his time is spent, as you would expect, reading. He reads 5 newspapers every morning, starting with his favorite, Omaha World Herald. This is a company he bought back in 2011. Unlike many billionaires, Buffett is no fan of bespoke couture suits from Italy. In fact, he has a total of about 20 suits. Each one of these suits was made from the self-made entrepreneur from China, Madame Li. Buffett, impressed by the way she had worked her way up, has had a long-term relationship with this Chinese suit maker. In the office, he sits at a desk which he has used for over 50 years. If you think that's amusing, consider this. Buffett resides in the same house he bought in 1958 for a little over $30,000. Clearly, the billionaire philanthropist has far greater concerns than fancy housing. Warren Buffett rarely sends or receives emails. He does not even spend any time on his phone, probably why he gets so much done. He's not a huge fan of boardroom meetings either. A staunch believer of long-term investment, Warren prefers attending meetings that are short and straight to agendas. In his personal life, Warren is best friends with the co-founder of Microsoft, Bill Gates. The investor who doesn't use email and the tech nerd have been friends for almost 30 years. Theirs is one of the highest profile partnerships in business. But Warren has a sad story to tell about Microsoft. He has only sent one email in his life, and that ended up in federal court. In 1997, Buffett responded to an email from the former Microsoft executive Jeff Riggs. Jeff's email said, "Doesn't Microsoft meet all your tests for a wonderful business?" In his response, Buffett laid out all the reasons why he doesn't use Microsoft. The US government pulled in the email as support for Microsoft's position in the economy. In an interview with CNBC, Buffett shared that he later saw his email in a Wall Street Journal article. The one time he decided to use email. After work routine. After a busy day of reading and analyzing stock market behaviors, the legendary investment icon drives back home in his Cadillac DTS. When he's not learning or working, Buffett spends his time playing bridge. It may be the only game at which he's better than his billionaire bestie, Bill Gates. "I play a lot," Buffett told Thomas Heath of The Washington Post in a 2017 interview. "At least 4 sessions a week, about 2 hours a session. That amounts to a total of 8 hours per week. Buffett claims the strategy game keeps him sharp and on his toes. So it's no surprise these billionaires make time for a game that keeps getting them thinking. After all, they would rather be educated than entertained. It's the best exercise there is for the brain, Buffett told Thomas. Apart from bridge, Buffett loves playing the ukulele after work. He picked up this hobby in his teenage years when a girl young Buffett had a crush on was dating a guy who owned a ukulele. Buffett found it wise to learn playing the instrument. Sadly, though, the girl ended up staying with her guy. I think we can all agree she missed a chance of a lifetime. Heartbroken Buffett did, however, learn skills that he has sustained to this day. I think by now it's clear that Warren Buffett is not the money spender type of billionaire. Modest in his approach, his money barely sees the light of day for luxuries. He would rather donate to charity than spend money on expensive cars or fancy mansions that he would probably never use. Yes, he is that guy. Every Sunday, Buffett treats a group of 12 children, usually his grandchildren and their friends, to Dairy Queen. But he complains about how glued they are to their phones, something he personally cannot relate to. They barely can talk to me except if I'm ordering ice cream or something like that, he says. He also enjoys playing golf, but only with people he likes. He could obviously be a member of any golf club he liked, but he simply doesn't prefer posh clubs. His humility doesn't end here. The most expensive venture Buffett has invested in has to be the private jet he bought for the sake of constant business travels. And that is saying a lot for one of the richest people alive. Buffett happens to be a huge fan of Nebraska football and attends matches whenever he can. Back in 2014, he invented a competition among his employees. Every year, he challenges them to guess all 16 teams that will participate in the NCAA March Madness. The award? For anyone who gets it right, Buffett promises to pay them $1 million yearly for the rest of their lives. Now that is a baller move. Night routine. After a long day of playing with figures, he retires to bed at 10:45 p.m. religiously. Buffett ensures he gets a decent sleep of 8 hours every day. It's no surprise he's active as ever, even at his age. That is how the Nebraska native business tycoon spends his day. Buffett's way of life is truly remarkable. He has persisted in the face of several setbacks, both professionally and privately. From being rejected by Harvard Business School to his father-in-law telling him he'd never succeed, his outlook is a framework to follow for anyone seeking to discover their true potential and reach greater heights. That's a wrap for A Day in the Life of Warren Buffett. Did you find Buffett's lifestyle inspirational? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.